So far, we've concentrated on making a model that looks like Stephenson's rocket from 1829, but lots of developments in locomotives took place and they changed their appearance and people improved on the design. So we don't just have to stick with that one possible model. Using the same parts, the chassis, the wheels, etc., we could just redesign all of the other parts that form the body and then create a completely different logo. And here's a few examples of how to do that. Now, in the previous designs, we've got all these separate parts. We made them one at a time and we added them on. But here's a different approach. Why not take a piece of card, stiff card to start with, proper card, and then look at fitting everything onto that piece of card and then transfer that one piece straight on, and that's a lot less fiddly to do and a lot less awkward. So if we just look at the widths involved, look, that's the important thing. If we wanted to create a piece of card that'll let us fit all the parts to it, then we'd need a bit that's a little bit slimmer than that. And we've looked at this before, how the different sizes of card and paper. But what I'm going to do is I've deliberately chosen this bit with just a little bit, which is a little bit too big. And then we're going to curl the edges up. So we only need a very small edge. There it is. And do the same on the other side. And what that lets us do is fit all of the other parts into it before we attach it on. Now, it doesn't actually matter that that's a little bit longer. We could make it exactly the same size if you wanted to. It could stick out the back, it stick out the front. We don't have to have these as the front wheels and those are the back wheels, which is what Stephenson's rocket has. You could just reverse the whole thing and say, well, look, I want these little wheels to be at the front. And now this becomes the back. And to be honest, that looks a lot more like more modern locomotives than Stephenson's rocket. So, put the chassis out of the way. Let's look at what we can do with that and why have we got this little edge curled up. Well, it's so that things can just slot into place. Now, prior to the, earlier, what we did was we took quite a large piece of paper and we curled it all the way around to make a cylinder. But with this method of doing it, you don't have to. You just curl the paper like that and sit it in the groove. There it goes. Now we've got to stick it in, but I'll not stick anything together just yet. And there's the complete shape of the logo, very, very quickly produced. There it is there. Now it'll still need the front, it'll still need the footplate, and the cab. Well, the design of the cab all changed because people wanted to be enclosed. So what we could do is, look, create another piece of card, and what that's going to do is, that's going to fit around this bit like that, and that creates the completely concealed cab. And there it is there. So that's starting to look much more like a more modern sort of train. These pieces might want to be a bit longer so it stands up a bit higher, so that's a possibility. And then we'll probably need to cut windows and things out. So piece of paper for the boiler or a piece of card for the base, that's the important part. And then these various other parts just slot in and we'll glue them as required. Let's have a look at a one which I've started already. So there it is there. So there's a little cab that I've created. Let's see if we can fit it onto this model here. Of course, using coloured card as well. There we are. Using coloured card gives you an idea of what we're trying to aim for there. And you can decide on the positions of things really accurately before you start sticking them down. Well, what's missing from this? Stephenson's rocket had a funnel at the very front, but lots of trains, locomotives, the engines themselves, don't have that. They have the chimneys as part of the boiler. above the boiler. So if we take some cylindrical pieces, we can do that. And we can stick that on, just like we have with the others with double-sided tape. Now don't make this double-sided tape, that's rather a big piece of double-sided tape. So what I'll do is I'll cut a bit off that, bit that underneath, put my finger under there when I press it in, and then that's that model there. And there it goes, look. So that's rather a large chimney for the size of the Loco. There we are. So pretty quickly you can come up with all sorts of different designs, and you don't have to glue the thing down or stick it down until you're happy with what you've made. The possibilities are endless. And there's a smaller version of the same thing, look. Same idea though. You've got that base, and then you attach the other parts onto it, and you end up with all these different sort of designs for a cab. Well, I hope you have lots of fun doing that. Variety of design is a really important thing, and making your own version of it, there's nothing more fun than that, really. So best of luck with that, and I would love to see some of the designs at the end of it.